Hello and happy Wednesday. Today I am going to be trying to do some personality tests. I've racked my brains this week trying to figure out exactly what I wanted to share with you, and I decided I wanted to do some personality tests. One, for my own curiosity, and two, because I have shared quite a bit about different aspects of my life, and I figured this is the logical next step as to my personality. So I'm going to get into it today and take some personality quizzes. The first one is 365 test. It is, what is your personality type? According to psychologists, there are 4 different personality types. You can be a performer, an intellectual, guardian, idealist. Your personality type says a lot about you. It explains your strengths and weaknesses, and it even provides you with insight into your vices. Unfortunately, you probably don't know what personality type you are, so you don't understand yourself very well. You can change all that today. Take this test to find out more about your personality type. Then you can use your personality type to your advantage. And if you want to read any more of this, but I'm going to go ahead and get into the test now. Okay, we're going to start now. Which of these types of paintings most appeal to you? Figurative, cubism, expressionism, or pointillism? For me, I like expressionism. Next, which of these card games would you enjoy the most? High stakes poker, blackjack, bridge, or gin rummy? I love playing gin rummy. So next, if you are single, which of these ways would you most like to meet a date? By chance in a bar, introduced by friends through computer dating services, or at evening class? Met my husband. I'm not single. I have a husband, as all of you know. I met him through a computer dating site, so I'm going to say that. Next, which one of these sports would you most like to participate in? Snowboarding, crochet, golf, or skydiving? I do not like any of those, but that's croquet, not crochet. I do like baseball, and I love playing baseball and softball, and croquet is the closest to any of those, so I guess I'll say croquet. What would be the most flattered to be described as? A bright light, a live wire, a solid rock, or a clear stream? I would say, to me, a bright light. Next, a friend calls you up and suggests that you both need a vacation. How do you react? Suggest your coordinate your diaries. Suggest you have a planning meeting. Suggest you discuss whether a vacation is really what you both need. Suggest you leave tomorrow. Right now, I would probably say suggest you leave tomorrow. I probably would want to plan it to figure out where we want to go, but I kind of go between these two, between planning and just leaving. I'm going to say planning, because I am a planning person. What would your friends and family say is your best quality? Can solve your problems, always helpful, always interesting, always reliable? I guess it would be interesting. I can solve problems, but I'm not always extremely helpful when it comes to other people, just because of my anxieties. I'm helpful as well, but again, my anxieties tend to restrict me from reaching out to people. And reliable, I am reliable now, but in the past I have not been, so I would definitely say interesting. Which of these characteristics do you look for in a friend? Loyalty, reliability, impulsiveness, respectful. Loyalty is something that I treasure in all different relationships. It hasn't always been that way, but now is definitely one. It is loyalty. Next, if you were going for a public office, which of these would you most likely run for? My personality, I would not run for public office. Not now, anyway. City attorney, president of school board, director of social services, director of public museums. I actually am close to having a psychology degree, so social services I could do. School board, I love children. I love children education and development is something, especially when I was pregnant for my son, I studied a lot about childhood development. But I think if I were to run for a public office, it would be social services. When voting in an election, what do you want from a party? They have a clear, defined manifesto. They have traditional values. They react well in a crisis. They are true to their ideology. I would definitely say ideology. And they stick with their ideology. Which of these programs would you most like to have on your computer? Photoshop, Excel, PowerPoint, Explorer. Definitely Excel. I have an accounting degree. I have a business management degree. All of my my business, my YouTube things, my checkbooks, my household finances, everything that I have is actually on Excel on my computer. So it's definitely Excel. If you were a country, which one would you be? Cuba, France, Canada, Germany. Of the governments of the governments of what I know about the governments of these four countries, it would probably be either France or Canada. Canada is probably my choice. If a hurricane hit your town, how would you be most useful? Broadcast guidance, designing safety precautions, organizing evacuations, creating community centers. I would organize evacuations, help people get out, help get buses and cars and vans, and help people get away. I live in southern Louisiana, so I have definitely been in hurricane situations before, and that would be where my talents would be best. Which of these tasks would your boss be most likely to allocate to you? One, I'm my own boss. But two, drawing up a business plan, designing a health and safety policy, looking for new clients, investigating accounting errors. I definitely am good at accounting errors because I have an accounting degree and I also have a business degree. So I probably would do the business plan. I have done many business plans for other people. If you were visiting New York, which of these would you most likely like to see? And I'm guessing that this is probably New York City. The street layout, Central Park, Museum of Modern Art, or the Statue of Liberty. I would love either one of these, honestly. I have always wanted to see the Statue of Liberty. When I was in high school, I wanted to go to New York City. I wanted to move to New York City at the time. I'm kind of glad I didn't now, but Museum of Modern Art, yes, while it would be beautiful to see the crowds there and the amount of people there, and I know there's probably a lot of people at Statue of Liberty as well, but I think the Statue of Liberty would be my choice of those. Which of these would we most likely notice if we came to your house? It's books, it's untidiness, it's neatness, it's artwork. Mine would be my neatness because I live with 3 other people, my husband, my mother-in-law, and my son, 19-year-old son, and none of them really, well, they are all getting better, but none of them are organized. None of them really likes to pick up after themselves, but then most people don't like to pick up. But I am one who likes to try and keep my house as neat as possible. Not clean always, but as neat as possible. So if you are choosing a book at your library, what would you go for? A political history, literary novel, autobiography, or a work of philosophy? To be honest, it would probably be a rom-com or a romance novel or something like that. I like philosophy, I do, but the ones that I typically read is literary novels, romance books, things like that. Which of these historical figures do you most identify with? Marilyn Monroe, Albert Einstein, President Eisenhower, or Albert Schweitzer? Honestly, I that's difficult for me. I don't think of myself as beautiful, whereas I would consider Marilyn Monroe a beautiful woman, but the biographies that I have seen of hers, she didn't think of herself as that. She didn't think of herself as a sex symbol. So, and the way that most people describe her, we have similar personalities, although I tend to be a little more reserved. But from what I know of her, she was very reserved in her private life. She was put out as a sex symbol and as a, but I think I would probably now, I know that I am very intelligent, but Albert was very intelligent, although I don't have the drive Albert Einstein did. But times today are a lot different than they were in his time. Eisenhower, I don't think that I would identify with at all, and Albert Schweitzer, I don't think I would either. But I am gonna say Marilyn. What do you think your friends would say annoys them most about you? Too unreliable, holier than thou, too straight-laced, overthinking everything. I do overthink a lot. I am very straight-laced. I am very set in my ways a lot of times. I'm not holier than thou. I am not, but I am very unreliable. I know that I have bipolar disorder. I am very flaky, and I know this. It would definitely be too unreliable. What sort of neighborhood would you like to live in? Urban brownstone, suburban, traditional, college campus, or boho? Honestly, none of those sound appealing to me, but of those, it would be suburban, because I live in a suburban place now. I would rather live out in the country, but I can't do that right as of right now. If someone shows resistance to your ideas, how do you react? Try and find a mutually agreeable solution. Simply insist that you are right. Try and find a completely different solution. Try and explain to them why you are right. I will typically try to find a mutually agreeable solution. I want everyone to be happy with the solution. I do. I usually try to be a people pleaser. Unfortunately, it has bitten me in the butt quite a bit, but I usually try and find an agreeable solution. Which of these sorts of music would you most like to listen to? Avant-garde techno, big band, jazz, chamber music. I live in New Orleans. It's jazz. I love jazz. Which of these awards would you most likely win? Medal of Honor, Emmy, Nobel Peace Prize, Nobel Physics Prize. I would not win any of those. If anything, it would be an Emmy, but that's difficult. If I had to choose any of them, it could be a Peace Prize, but definitely not physics, definitely not Medal of Honor. That's hard. I'm going to say a Peace Prize. Which of these sayings might best suit you? Do your duty, think before you act, be true to yourself. You might as well give it a try. Mine has always been think before you act. I tend to live by that. I am true to myself, but I always say think before you act. Which of these is most important to you in your backyard? Consistency with everyone else on the block, geometric patterns, a naturalistic feel, sweet smelling flowers. Mine is definitely a naturalistic feel. My results. I'm an idealist. You're most likely the personality type defined as idealist. You put your trust in your own feelings and intuitions, and you like to discover patterns in things which others might not have spotted. You like to cooperate with others and come to mutually agreeable solutions, but you are prepared to stand your ground when necessary. Your strong imagination makes you extremely adept at creative activities, while your idealism means that you probably have a strong set of principles which you live by. Unfortunately, yes, that definitely is me. I would say that. I think that's all I have time for today. I might do another one next week, but that is about all I have time for today. I do like to read out things so that you all can see what I'm answering, and I like to give explanations to my answers as well. So now you know that I'm an idealist, but I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. Leave me a comment about anything on the test, or if you've taken this test. I will have a link to this test in the description below, as well as my social media if you would like to follow me there, as well as my other channel with my channel, my weight loss channel, which is my personal channel that I give my weekly updates since my surgery, and some workout videos, some recipe videos. So please like and subscribe to that channel as well. But I will be back next week with another video, probably another personality test. So I hope that you enjoyed this. Please have a nice week. Bye-bye.